Hello, good evening. How are we all? Clicky buttons. What have I forgotten this week? I don't know. I feel like everything's moved too. This is weird. I don't know. Something's wrong. Actually, I know what it is. I got a replacement monitor for one of my monitors because the other one, well, it didn't die, but it had a problem. And, the heights are just never quite the same. So now all of my monitors are lower, both my monitors are now lower than they were. So I raised my desk to compensate. It's all out of whack. Anyway, how are we all? Welcome aboard. Nice to see you, even though I can't, but one day we'll invent technology such that I can, and then you'll all turn your cameras off. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do tonight? That's the question. We could do work, and I got a bit of teasing last week when someone accused this app of being a .NET Core app, and it's not. It's .NET Framework. So we could port it, which really means porting Comet, which is fine. It's just not my code. So, that's maybe interesting. We could fix some bugs, because there's a ton of bugs. I remember, because basically at the end of the last stream, I was just exhausted and wanted to go to bed, and so I left lots of bugs in. I don't know, but let's see. Visual Studio is happy. That's the good news. When I started Visual Studio today, it's actually not super happy, but when I started it today, it had 12,000 errors in the error list. Everything had a red squiggle. And I've no idea why. But I think the fact that we're on .NET Framework is not doing us any favors. So maybe that. Or rather, the fact that we're using SDKs that, target .NET Framework, but the way... Actually, let's have a look. So I did a command line build in order to fix Visual Studio, which is not a good sign. What version of .NET? Yeah. So the way .NET Core SDKs work, I'm pretty sure, is Visual Studio always uses the latest runtime that's on your box. But obviously take that back. Uses the latest SDK that you have. So in my case, the SDK I have is this one, is the latest. So Visual Studio will always use this SDK, even if I point to the 2.2 or 2.1 version of .NET Core, because they are runtimes. And so since I have, a build from yesterday of Visual Studio on here, I have God knows what .NET Core SDK installed. So it could be a problem with that. Maybe. But yeah, so these two projects here are these two. These two projects here are what I would call legacy C# projects. So they're the old school project system. You can tell because you can't right click and edit the project. You can also tell because they have a references node. The new ones have a dependencies node. That's the shortcut. They also have a properties folder, but you can have a properties folder in the new ones as well. It looks slightly different, but you can have one. These ones, I think, these are all SDK. You can also tell just by double clicking and see if they open, or even single click and see if they preview. So Comet itself is .NET Standard, but the WPF bits are full framework. And I haven't tried this, and I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure there would be no reason that we couldn't just upgrade them to .NET Core and everything should work. Because WPF is in .NET Core now, should be fine. But we'll see. So we could do that. But first, we have 3 pull requests, which is crazy, but you will understand in a minute why. Because they're all by Scott Holden, who is ridiculously prolific and codes on this game more than me sometimes. It's an interesting constraint where I said I would only work on it on stream. And I know I've bent the rules a few times, but I said I'd work on it on the stream. I didn't say that anyone else had that same that same restriction. So modified trains to store flags for stop and pause. Move global power pause to stop game loop. So global power toggle is one of the things that's broken. So maybe I won't be fixing bugs and we'll just merge some PRs. All right, let's have a look. So what are we doing? This is interesting. So the fact that global power toggle didn't stop the game loop was deliberate. And also, if you wanted to stop the game loop, you could just disable the timer and have the timer run and just exit. So that's questionable. I guess because this is broken, it's not going to work. But it was deliberate because what I did was I wanted to stop it. I wanted to put the train down, but then I wanted to see that purple bar grow. It's hard to argue that's a feature. In fact, that's an interesting thing. So when you toggle power, do the trains slow to a stop, or does it just... Yeah, see, no, I think it makes sense to just stop on a dime. So, okay, maybe I'm okay with that. Train.resume, that's cool. Minimum look ahead speed. Default speed. Okay, well, default speed being a constant is fine. You didn't see that, right? It's fine, didn't spell. Minimum look ahead speed. Okay, I'm going to guess what that is, but we'll see. Default speed. Oh, hang on. Oh, next desired speed is gone too. That's interesting. Scope creep. I forgot the min speed was in this. Well, it's not my scope you're creeping. Creep your own scope. So, minimum look ahead speed. Okay, that... I mean, on the face of it, that's fine, I guess. What is it? That means that every train, even if you're stopped, you will look ahead as though you're going 5 kilometers an hour. That's probably fine. I don't have a big problem with it. But I'm interested that next desired speed is gone. That's interesting. So stopped and collision ahead. Collision ahead. That is scary. And what else is going to be in this PR? So next desired speed is gone. Okay, so start, stop. That's fine. We're not doing anything to desired speed. Okay. That seems wrong. Pause, collision ahead, resume, collision ahead. Okay, I can see why you've called it that, because pause and resume are called when there's a collision ahead, likely. But boy, reading this class, I'd question that naming. I would call that paused. Maybe it's just me. Okay, and so then what are we doing here? Slower. So if our desired speed is greater than 5, then we minus 5. Okay, so slower will never slow to a stop. Okay. And then faster, if our desired speed is less than maximum speed, that's fine. Wait, what am I missing here? Because by taking out this condition... now I've got to remember why I added this condition, and now I wish I wrote comments and maybe tests and all sorts of fun things, which of course I didn't do. Okay, slower. So that makes sense. We changed the desired speed. The problem with this, I think, was that our next desired speed could get to 0. So I guess if you get rid of that, we don't have that problem. So fine. That looks okay. Adjust speed. So if we're stopped or there's a collision ahead, then we reduce our speed. Oh, I see. Okay, and we reduce our speed down to at most 0. Fine. So if it's stopped, we just stop. If desired speed is greater than current speed, we speed up. Hang on. So the slower button doesn't work, right? So the slower button will reduce desired speed. And this will not be true. And this will not be true. And... just saying. Found a bug. Slower didn't change. Oh, do I just need to view more here? Fooled by GitHub. Sorry, I apologize. I accused the wrong person. I should have accused GitHub. Okay, and then otherwise we slow. Okay, that's cool. All right, so that makes sense then, I guess. Yeah, instead of next speed, we just set desired speed, and then just assume we're going to stop. That sounds totally fair. I'm feeling bold. It's open source. It's supposed to have PRs. It probably fixes the bug that I know about. So I hate this thing. I want to write here, thank you for your contribution, but I can't do that, then merge it. I have to do this separately. It's really weird. I don't like it. So I'm not going to thank you. Take that. Okay, single fire timer moved to timer. What? Found some edge cases under high load. Arranged between timer firing and stop call. I think it is hilarious that you found some edge cases under high load. I just want to point out that's hilarious that you found some edge cases under high load. I don't know what constitutes high load on a game that looks as crappy as this. High load is pressing this button twice. Like, this is not well tested. Anyway, okay, so alright, so you got rid of the stop and start there, and then, okay. Something wrong with me tonight. I apologize, viewers. Okay, cool. Hey, viewers, who knows what double locking is? Is it double lock? Yeah, double locked. Double locking. When you had a chance, add 5 trains and spam the configuration button. Okay, I have that chance. Let me make this track longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's so many bugs that none of them are moving. Oh dear. Come on. Oh, they're all slowed down to 0. And none of them are starting it. Okay, see, bugs. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm clicking. What am I supposed to see? Maybe my machine is too powerful. Maybe I need 10 trains for the number of cores I have in my PC. Let's try 6, because I can't fit many more. My PC must be... I would make a bad joke, or I'd imply that you're making a bad joke, but I won't, because it's mean. This PC is fairly beefy, I must admit. I can show off its beefiness, because I love doing this. Yes, look at all of those pretty graphs. Look at them all. I just like seeing that many graphs. I don't even care if it's fast or low. It's like, yeah, 1.2 gigahertz. Me. Look at all those graphs. Yeah, this is a Xeon. Possibly even a dual Xeon. I don't even know. Microsoft buy decent hardware. I can't fault them on that. Let's add some more trains. Oh, I've got to get rid of that. Oh, this is... Oh! Yeah, Is this what you're talking about? Or is it not? Because I didn't spam anything. I was seeing this last stream, I remember. Let's try spamming though. Oh, my finger's getting tired. I don't know, you're going to have to ruin it for me, Scott. Well, what am I supposed to see? Is the bug as good as the carriages bug in the TypeScript version? No, okay, seriously, I gotta stop clicking. That's ridiculous. Ow. All right, so double locking. If you don't know what double locking is, so check whether invoking is true. So invoking stops us coming in here, right? See, it's set to true here. So if something's already invoking this method, then we want to return. If they're not invoking this method, we take a lock and we want to set invoking to true. But we also check it again. The reason for that is between this statement and this statement, another thread could have set invoking to true. So this is essentially the idea being, this is a fast check because it doesn't have to take a lock. If it fails this check, then we take the lock, so we pay the price, and then we do the check again just in case. And because this is inside the lock, anyway, that's double locking. This is probably fine. It's probably unnecessary. Like, it's probably probably there's a better time to pick, but that's all right. If you found edge cases, I will Thank you for your submission. Submission? Submission. I like it. Although, no braces around the if statements. Not sure. Not sure. I might have to rant. Updated look ahead. Okay, so this one, is this the one you closed and then I reopened? No. Oh, did you close the one that I closed again? Or did... There was one that you opened and then I closed it. Oh, then no, you closed it. But then I reopened it. I don't know. This one has conflicts. So, can't merge this. But anyway, let's have a look. That was an issue. Oh, yes, that's right. That was an issue. Thank you. Right. Incoming attempt at refactoring the claim code. All right. Real talk. And let me preface this discussion for everybody on YouTube. I know Scott personally. He's a good friend of mine. I've worked with him for many years. It's all totally fine. Hey, thank you for following, chat. Took you so long. Oh, wait. Different Twitch account? Anyway, welcome aboard. So this isn't against Scott, but this is about me, my personal feelings. I love the fact that this is open source. I like the fact that I work on open source stuff in .NET. But it's also really weird. So there's a couple of weird things about open source, and you kind of have to get over them. Okay, like it's a process, right? And I used to have, well, I don't know, 16 different repos in a private Bitbucket server. Hang on a minute. Since we're ranting. Wait a minute. Come down to my level. There we go. I used to have about 16 different repos in a private Bitbucket account because I didn't want anyone to see my personal code. And figured out why I wasn't getting notifications. I'd unfollowed. Whew. Let me just hang on a second. Can you see this? We just go where we go. Ban? No, timeout. That'll be good. Oh, you can't. I'm not sharing the screen. Oh no, my jokes. Anyway, just went to the mod Twitch mod view. Anyway, so let me get more. Too much tea. So I started, getting into more GitHub stuff, and I thought, well, why am I so enjoying open source so much if I'm not putting my stuff out there? But it's really confronting to put your code out on open source, especially if it's personal projects. Like, I don't even actually know. So I ended up going through the 16 private repos and like, I'm going to make them all public. I'm going to do it. And then when I looked through them, most of them were just such shit. They were like literally file new project. Actually, like there's one here. Buffer. A buffer. There you go. I started this 4 years ago. I had this idea that I wanted to write a rotating buffer collection, essentially a list of constrained size, and when you put in too much, the oldest one pops out. And I thought, I bet you I could write one and it'd be really fast, and I would just use an array and I'll store a pointer. Oh, I just forgot, I'm not sharing the screen. I'll use an array for the values, and I'll store where we currently are and where our end is, and we'll just do basic integer math to move pointers around, and it'll be a really fast collection. And so I did, and I never used it, and I never expected anyone to use it, and I don't even think I have like a new spec file. No, it's like, it doesn't exist, right? But putting this out on GitHub was still confronting. It was still felt weird. Like, this is my code, and I don't want people to judge me for it. You kind of have this vision of people coming in and looking at the code and opening a pull request, going, oh, you've done this wrong, and there's a bug here, or whatever. And it just doesn't happen. The more people who put code out there, the better, I think. Because maybe someone will stumble across this buffer, and maybe it will, I don't know what, but maybe it'll something. Maybe it'll help them. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll prove to them that, oh no, look, someone did do this, and they're clearly wrong as well. But so putting yourself out there is weird in open source. But anyway, I got over that. And then I did trains and trains.net and all the rest of it. But because of the self-inflicted constraint of working on this on a stream, and the fact that I have a family, I have 2 kids, and we've been homeschooling for 3 bloody months or whatever it is. Like, it's a weird situation, right? I don't spend a lot of time in front of the computer casually, and if I did, I'm not allowed to work on trains.net because I banned myself. And so now every PR I get, like, so this one here, I'm honestly torn because whilst I know there's bugs in this code, I kind of feel lazy accepting this PR. I kind of feel like I'm cheating because it's like someone else did the work. And actually, there's some features, and this one isn't one of them, and I don't know exactly, it's not like I have a list, but there's some features where I probably would actually not take a PR even if one was opened because I just want to do those bits. Like the first custom track piece, I will refuse any PR. I'm doing the first one. Like, I don't care. Like I'm doing this project for me. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for watching, but this is for me. But anyway, yeah, so I kind of feel guilty that, I write some shitty code on stream and Scott comes in and fixes it. But then an interesting thing happened. Last night, young Mr. Scott Holden was streaming. And it wasn't his first time streaming, but I happened to catch it. And it was delightful watching tiny mistakes creep in because typing on stream is different and it's so weird and you don't think straight and you don't see things that other people watching at home see. So I kind of don't feel as bad. I remember the issue now. I don't feel as bad that my code is crappy. Like, I know my code is crappy. I wrote it knowing that I had to clean up this stuff, and I also know in the back of my mind I'm probably never going to. So, you know what? If cooler heads prevail and can PR some cleanup, great. Thank you very much. Emo chatted about this on his stream too, though things he specifically wants to do, he makes issues and flags them. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something I need to get better at, is actually creating issues. And I was talking to Scott in the week about maybe a Trello board or something, which GitHub does have projects, which are basically Trello boards. I could do that. I definitely have an idea in my head. I definitely have a series of steps I think I want to take to get there, but I also know I'm super distracted, so it would probably be a good idea. Yes, and actually backseat coding, interestingly, came up this week in the Live Coders Discord. So I'm on the Live Coders Twitch stream, and there was some people, and particularly in this case, particularly female coders, find that there's a lot of backseat coding and a lot of criticism, and that's a whole other issue. But in general, it was an interesting discussion about, backseat coding just via Twitch chat even, and is it good or does it go too far? I personally love it and have not had bad experiences, but there's things like people who are doing JavaScript front-end stuff. Basically, if you're doing React, you will get questions in chat about why aren't you using Vue, and if you're doing Vue, you will get questions in chat about why aren't you using React. Like, I feel pretty lucky I'm immune from all that stuff, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, up for grabs. I definitely, like, getting better at labels. I got five things labeled. It's something I'm not good at. I think you would be hard pressed to say I am maintaining an open source repo here, let's say. Who doesn't enjoy a holy war? Well, I enjoy them sometimes, but yeah. Which does kind of bring up my my tweet. Maybe we'll talk about this in a second. I'm gonna bring this tweet up, and you can. Where are we? This one. There's some interesting discussion on this one. I'll let you ponder that. Let's look at this PR. So, taken tracks is a dictionary. Okay. Okay, so we had this, but we had it down inside the move method. This is now global. Sure. This is that one from before. Clear the tracks. I love that you're going for optimization here. I don't think it matters, but okay. Claim the track we're currently on. That's probably a fair point that we definitely should do. Um, like in the comments, if we're stopped, nothing more for the train to do. If we're stopped and the current speed is 0, so that means that a stop won't slow it down to 0. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not going to reject the whole PR just on that, because the rest of it might be good. That maybe we just take out that bit. But yeah, I kind of want the stop slows to 0. How does stop slow to 0 if... Oh, I trust you. That's if it's still rolling. Yeah, stopped. Oh, maybe this PR has other changes, I guess, based on the other PR. Yeah, no, so when you press stop, it sets stopped. And then if the train is stopped, it stops. Take your word for it. I'll keep reading. Adjust our speed ahead of moving. And you're right. Thank you. See? Doing it on stream. You can't even read ampersands. Cool. Adjust our speed. Clone our train for look behind purposes. So I actually caught the bit of your stream where you did this. But that my internet connection was terrible. So this is like the only thing I saw. Looking behind is very, very cool. And I don't know if it's overkill now, but yeah, totally going to come in handy later. And I also love like the fact that you can just turn the train around and the move method works. Like mind blown. Like I'm shocked, but it's great. I'm just shocked. I mean, that's the precursor to carriages too, right? You turn the train around, move backwards, go right wherever I am, plonk a carriage there, keep going. So, well, yeah, hopefully. If we can't even move the required amount, we've hit an edge case. We should deal with it here. If we can't even move the required amount. Okay, so we're moving the train by 1 cell. That's interesting. Oh, sorry, we're still going backwards. No. Here we've gone backwards by the actual required distance. We move backwards the entire required distance. But bad move isn't used. Okay, that might be a leftover maybe? Well, unless it's... No, it can't be used down there. Anyway, that's a surprise. I wouldn't have thought we'd look that far behind, but okay. Reread train and dummy train. Oh, this is dummy train, this is train. Okay, so we move our actual... Sorry. All right, so we move our actual train by the actual distance first. Cool. Oh, okay, and then if we can't move, we move our dummy train by 1 cell facing backwards. Okay. Reset the dummy train. Then we move, so now we're looking ahead by our look ahead distance. Minus distance to move. Oh, because we've already moved the train, yes. Cool. And if that works, we resume, otherwise we pause. So that's interesting. So this bad move is not used anywhere, right? Unless I'm blind. So when you say we should deal with it here, that's an exercise left for the reader, I guess. That's okay. Oh, there's a parent train. Train. Oh, okay, that's interesting. What do we need the parent train? So this is actually one of the things I wanted to clean up here was I don't really want to pass in a train here. I think ideally this should pass in a list of steps. Or, no, a train position, I think. But anyway. Ooh, time away. Do we have delta T? Time away is non-steps divided by speed. Oh, okay, no, that's the time to get to our destination. Oh, so we're not doing by how far away we are, by how long it's going to take us to get there. That's interesting. Okay. So if a train is going really fast, it could still win, even if it's a long way away, than a train that's going really slow. That makes a lot of sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. Check to see if there's another claim. Sure. If it's not us. Yeah, so time instead of distance. I like that. That's very interesting. We win to take the train. And we stop the other train there. Okay. Nice, 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 nice. Though interestingly, this up here doesn't look at whether it's paused. Okay, so it's just off the speed as it's slowing down. That's cool. That makes sense. And then null check, and then that's that PR which we already have. Set angle. Oh, okay. Oh, because you're turning it around by 180. Don't we have a math helper for that? I think there's a math helper for that. That's the same. That's the same. That's the same. That is the same. That is the same. This is completely different. What? Okay, so we don't want to stop past 0. Fine. Oh, is this float issues? You were just running into problems where it got to 0.1 or something? The minimum of current speed plus 1 and desired speed. Okay, sure. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. You know what? It's the Wild West today. Attempt to submit a power with some easing functions for speeding up and slowing down. This maybe brings up an interesting point. Oh yes, conflicts. All right, let's have a quick look. GitHub has a web editor, so we can do this quickly. Hopefully, maybe. They look exactly the same to me. Minimum look ahead speed 30. I think I saw you do this on stream, and you didn't mean to check in the 30, if I remember correctly. Does that sound right, Scott? I'm going to give you 30 seconds for the Twitch chat delay. Should this be a 3 or a 2? Ding, 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 ding. There was a branch. Do 30, okay. There was a branch where if a train saw another ahead, it would slam on the brakes and slow faster than if you had stopped. I had also thought about doing that. It's not a bad idea. I kind of like that idea. I think it makes sense from a realism point of view. And I think it might make things easier because at the moment, if I do this and I put a train here, it stops before the edge of the thing. That's not bad, actually. It's pretty close. But essentially, if we say, you know what, if it really has to stop, let's just slam on the brakes, then I'm okay if it goes down by 2 every whatever, and then look, maybe at the end, if it just stops on a dime and doesn't really matter. From realism point of view, it's probably going to look okay. But then it slows by 2, then speeds up by 1, so it jerks a little. I'm okay with it jerking a little too if it did it because it got close to a train. That's okay too, I think. Min look ahead speed fixes that. Bad move is the emergency stop. I don't think I saw a bad move used, but I'll take your word for it. So this is just building, and then we'll merge it. But never written. Oh, right, the emergency stop and never. Okay. So back to Roman. You make an interesting point. Who has seen Make Code Arcade? I think it's makecode.com or arcade.makecode.com, but it could be makecode.arcade. This. So Make Code Arcade is this one, and I mucked around with this a little bit a while ago, and it was lots of fun. In fact, I am logged in. No, I'm not logged in. Let me see if I can find my game. How do I sign into this thing? Am I signed in? Stop popping up windows. Oh, you know what? It's on my GitHub. So I was mucking around with Make Code Arcade, and it's a cool platform where you can write games. And of course, guess what game I decided to muck around with? I'm never going to find this one. Make Code Trains. That's right. Oh, I thought there was a one-click link. Yeah, can I click there? No, that's a batch. All right, fine. I will go this. Go import and import this URL. Okay. Import URL. Do that. So what this this make avocado, this make code thing is kind of cool. And what I did was this little arcade game. So you can barely see, but hopefully you can see that. I don't know. There's a yellow cursor there, and I can move it around. And I can press A, and it puts down a train. And then if I press B, it rotates the track, and then I'm putting down vertical tracks. So obviously this is quite rudimentary, but it was really fun to write, and it's written in this block language. I don't even know if you call it a language. It's written in this block stuff, which is the same as Scratch. In here it's called Blockly, and I don't know if Blockly is like the official language of Scratch, or if this is a copy or whatever. I've no idea, but it's really cool. Good morning, Tim. Welcome along. So the cool thing about this Scratch stuff is, well, twofold. Number one, it was really fun to write this. There's something really nice about, like, okay, I have lots of Lego behind me, right? I was very excited by the fact that you could turn a train around and it just moved because all the pieces work. Right? When you build little pieces and they all fit together and they all work, it's amazing. And so this is exactly that. I love this idea. And I also have tried to show this to my kids and get them whatever, and you can actually program Minecraft with this stuff, the education edition. So I did all of this game, such as it is, with Blockly language. And it kind of made me think, wouldn't it be cool if you could build this into trains? So you can write it as JavaScript. And I think there's rudimentary support for parsing the JavaScript back into blocks. But I really like the block interface. And so I was thinking, in how you said a PR to write an easing function. Imagine if you could write a train, let's say. You could write your own train class. You defined how it was drawn by some way, right? This is just pixel art, obviously, but I don't know, with pixel art or a vector or whatever. But then wouldn't it be cool if you could describe some of the functionality of the train in this little block language? So here, look, there's an event, right? On the A button pressed. The way I was thinking about it wasn't actually trains. I was thinking more tracks. I was thinking like, I've talked about writing a Mario Kart style speed up track. I could totally see a block type thing where, I'm not going to be able to mock it up in here. Oh, actually, could I use developer tool? This is probably silly. No, I'm not going to bother. But you can imagine this being saying, hey, so this is the code behind for my track. On train entered, set speed to train speed +5. And then you do like delay by 1 second, set train speed by -5. So it speeds up for a bit, then it slows down. And then you could stack them all together, whatever. But so if you could write this bit of code in this little fun language, and then this, I'm sure, I think I've seen this, I can't remember how to get to it. Oh, it's probably in here. Yeah, main.blocks. This is all just XML, I think. Wow, that's my pixel art. Cool. Yeah, okay, you can't see anything. Can we pretty print this, please, GitHub? No. Anyway, all of this XML, right? So here's a field named bool. Apparently I called my boolean fields bool. you could have this XML, this block definition, sitting somewhere on the web, and then the in the game you then just give it the URL, and your custom tracks appear. You're all making fun of me, and I don't like it. Meanies, BizTalk, Windows workflow. I never use Windows workflow, so was that blocks? I like blocks. Leave me alone. Again, have you noticed? I like blocks. Anyway, I just thought that might be a cool, because like up until now, I've been envisaging, oh, I want to be able to write a custom track. But to me, that's always been new class, implement the I track interface. But it doesn't have to be, right? It could be this. Anyway, I don't know. I believe there's no .NET, like, yeah, this goes to JavaScript. I think it supports Python. I don't think there's a .NET runtime for it, though that would be a fun project to do on stream. What I'm describing is ECS, which is a majority of games use. Entity components. I mean, so I don't know much about games. About game authoring, but I do know the internals of how Minecraft works a bit, and I know that they have JSON definitions for all their blocks and for a lot of behaviors and things. So this doesn't. I mean, I'm not claiming this is a new idea. But I didn't know is this a standard format though, or is this just the idea? It's an architectural pattern. Yeah, see, that's cool. Yeah, data oriented. I mean, this is also what, to give, let me merge this PR, to give Scott his credit, there's an issue here, and it's funny because, where are we? Oh, is it not here? Data different track types. So this issue, Scott logged, and I went, yeah, I want to do this. Fine, I've talked about it. But I never really knew what he meant by data driven, because I was thinking file new class, implement interface. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is exactly what he's talking about. It's like, oh, data driven. I get it now. Anyway, maybe that's what we'll do one day. Yeah, that's make code. I just love the idea of block programming. I don't know why. Not for the whole game, obviously. I do not understand the relentless pursuit of fewer lines of code. I wanted to rant about this for a minute. No, I don't want to rant about this. I posted this because I like posting random thoughts sometimes, and I don't expect to defend myself, and I don't have to. But there was interesting, like, here's some jokes. People got the idea. Here's some more jokes, right? Ben made a very good point about bigger fonts. This is very true. Don obviously got lots of likes because he's Don's son. It's interesting how many people say, what did they say? There was one here, and I don't mean to pick on anyone in particular. Oh, no, I can't find it. It was probably a reply to a reply to a reply. Yeah, no. Oh, here we go. Generally, less lines of code means less lines to read and maintain. I don't. Yeah, I got the F# people saying yes. I don't disagree with this, and I certainly don't mean any ill will to myself or disagree with him. The funny thing is, there's so much. Well, everything is it depends, right? There's so much it depends in this one statement. I just thought I would quickly. I just wanted to the change that inspired this. I don't even know. I'm just going to do it here. Equals null, then say game board. This change can be simplified to game board question mark equals game board. And I think this change, well, okay, this one I'm 50-50 on. The actual code example I saw was like, there was a ternary statement here about something question mark this or null or whatever. And I think this format is harder to read, and it compiles to exactly the same thing. And I just wanted to tweet about it because it's funny how many people I thought sort of seem to agree with me and say, well, no, sorry, not agree with me, disagree with me, or maybe, and say, yeah, smaller is better, it's more readable. And it's like, actually, no, I think there's a line there. But obviously there's a line there, and obviously it depends and whatever. I'm not just talking about nothing. When you push a lot into a single statement, it makes it a pain to breakpoint debug. Yes, absolutely. Breakpoint debugging, readability, like all these things. The problem with readability is it's so subjective. Like, I really like spacing out my code. I'm not even I'm not really a huge fan, you can probably tell, of expression bodied methods because I don't mind spacing them out. I have huge bloody monitors, and really big font sizes because I'm 41. I have some glasses here somewhere. See, this is what I should be doing. I should be doing this. Now, Scott, who's known me for many years, is probably seeing me with glasses for the first time ever. Don't worry, I'll take them off. I never wear them, ever. Um, but yeah, I don't know. There's definitely a midpoint where fewer lines of code can be better, but I don't know. I don't personally find braces hard to read because my brain just skips over them. But maybe it's just me. As a counterpoint to Tim, when you work with people that breaks everything out for debugging can be painful. Yeah, you can absolutely go too far one way. You can go too far the other. That's true. Um, yeah, the code golf point is an interesting one because code golf is a great example where you can write something and it can work, and then you make it a little bit smaller, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, this is fine. I can see you've taken some liberties, your variable lengths are short or whatever. But then you look at the really good code golfers, and it's just soup. I cannot understand how it works. And I would probably argue nor can they. And if you pointed out a bug, they would have to ungolf it in order to fix the bug. But it's a fun thing to watch. Is this your thing from last night, Scott? Yeah, this is exactly what I was thinking of. Like that. So I know what that does. Well, not really, because it's an arbitrary run length encoding of a binary number. It doesn't really do anything. But yeah, so I was watching Scott do that on stream and I was following along, and I was like, it was getting smaller and it was getting harder to read, but it was okay. And then it got to this, wait, if 64 ampersand C. No, I'm like, no, that's it. I'm out. Can't do it. But it's fun. It's fun. I used to run little dev code exercises every couple of weeks at an old job, where Scott and I used to work together. And yeah, one week would be code golf, and the next one was write a quine, and the next one was, I don't know, print hello world, but with no string literals or int literals or something. Like, just fun things, not necessarily always code golf. Excuse me, I just spilled my tea. But I do like that sort of stuff, but not in production code. Like, some things for efficiency and some not, but there's a line as well. I miss them too, and I've actually thought about doing them on stream. They're just not. I'm just not that clever. I did watch a stream of someone doing something like that on a system. It might have been Coding Game, where everyone in chat submitted something, and then they just talked through all the submissions to see everyone's different strategies, which looked like fun. Hide it in code golf and make people just look stupid. I mean, actually, Roman, I think the opposite is true. If you want to hide some code, make it a huge PR. No one reads them. It's crazy. Anyway, so it's 9:22 and I've done no work. Well, no, we have merged multiple PRs. Scott has been doing lots of work. Thank you, Scott. Let's see if any of this works. And then maybe we'll convert a project to .NET Core. Did I get the latest? It's too quick and I can't tell. Where is my train? It is in. No, it's not there. It's in here. Yes. Okay. So let's see if this works. Let's see if it builds. Let's see if Visual Studio is going to be my friend today. I'm surprised you didn't change this random, Scott, to something more cryptographically secure. It's a bug waiting to happen, surely. Where are we? This one is still enabled by default. Turn that off. Oh, I should show everyone your GIF because it was lovely. While we're waiting for it to build, this one. Not that one. This one. It's interesting, this one. Firstly, the colors of the look ahead matching the train. I had that thought about 5 minutes after I stopped the stream last week. I was so frustrated when I saw you did this. Like, oh, it works exactly as I would hope. The interesting thing here is it really looks like the green train kind of barges through, and it kind of, I don't know whether it should or shouldn't. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I also took me ages to notice there's actually little numbers. Oh, where are we? Oh no. Whoa. I've gone too far. There's numbers inside these cells. It took me ages to notice that. I had no idea why you were drawing black squares everywhere. It's weird. It's green? Yes, this one is green. Sorry. I don't mean to be insensitive to the colorblind. Okay, let's see if this works. All right, so are we looking behind? I mean, we must be, but it doesn't. Not by as much as I thought. Oh, I need some trains to actually interact, don't I? Let's see, does that work? Okay, so this is still broken, but that's probably not your fault because you didn't change that. Let's delete that. Let's make these tracks a bit better. The code doesn't draw behind. Oh, it doesn't just... Oh no, it calls get look ahead steps, of course. Yes, makes sense. All right, so we need some tracks that interact. So we can do that, and we can do that one. Boom, boom, and I like... Okay, so that's good. Thank you for leaving me some bugs to fix. Fill up the tracks. You mean with trains, presumably? I'm guessing this is not what you had in mind, but that's okay. Oh, these are all just slowed down. I don't know why I keep deleting them. I just need them to go a bit faster. Do I have latest? I do have latest. I believe I do. Oh, see, why did that one stop? Let's double check. Let's trust the command line, shall we? Proms. Fetch and oh yeah, I changed it to false. Yeah, your look ahead code is there. Do the tests pass? They probably do because we're not really testing much of this. I think we turn off look ahead. All right, that's all right. Thank you for giving me something to do. I'm gonna fix some bugs now. Let's see if we can fix the global. I forgot where it is. Oh, it's in here. What does our toggle global stop method do? It sets enabled, which apparently doesn't work. That's very surprising. If we're not enabled return, why did it? What command did you use to show the repo tree representation? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's an alias. I want to see if I can remember how to do it though. So it's git log, obviously, color, and then it's one line. Oh, is it single line? No, I think it's single line. Nope. Maybe it's one line. Nope. Okay. Can I just... Nope. Config list. Wait, just in case this shows my password, which is probably not in plain text, but just in case. Here it is. Ah, I was way off. I can't type. Okay. Hello, we're back. It is git log graph, one line with no hyphen, and decorate. So decorate must do the colors, not dash color. And yeah, one line is just one line. I have it as an alias because I actually also do git log every now and again when I want to see author information. But git ll is definitely my favorite way to check. Mainly just for the, like it shows remotes and everything. Let's see what other alias. I have git up, which is just git fetch all. And then I have nothing important here. So I have git cup, which is cleanup. And there we go. I can. There you are. Git log. Oh, speaking of the other alias I have, which is fun. I can recommend this one. So let's go for a pull request, and we only have closed ones, but never mind. So before I merge this one, if I wanted to look what it was, it's 65. I can go git PR 65, and it will check that PR out to my local folder, which is kind of awesome. Because it does a fetch and it does a thing and it does a whatever and it maps a ref's head. Yeah, how many times I've Googled for refs pull, blah, blah, blah. So that one's a good one. I'll check that one in chat too, just for fun. And now I will clean up my branches again. I'm a little bit of a minimalist, and so I like to have all of my branches gone. I don't know that one is going to paste nicely. That one's one of those weird ones that uses bash commands and has to run git again. So like the escaping is funny, but that one checks out a PR. What else we got? Oh, I have another. Oh, I have one. Oh. Let's see if this works. There's one here which was written by. No. It was written by William. William from SSW, some of you might know. And I can't remember what it does. But git why. It finds the person who did something. Was it who created the branch? I can't remember. Anyway, that was a good story. William, if you're watching, remind me what it says. Toggle power. Toggle global stop, I mean. I wonder why that doesn't work. Let's find out. Oh, you want me to rebuild? Okay. Let me debug this first. Something's odd. Yeah, something's odd. You checked in a bug. Or maybe my machine is doing the calculations faster than your machine. So it's exposing a bug. Okay, this is going to be annoying, so I'm going to get rid of that breakpoint, obviously, and stop. It's true. We set it to false. Okay. You know what? I bet happened? I bet that when I did the build the last time, it was still running. I didn't notice, and I bet you it wasn't running your code before. So now let's see what happens. And you want me to fill up the tracks. Yeah, that looks better. That looks better. Look at this one. Creep forward. Oh, that is so good. I wish I wrote this code, but I'm just not smart enough. That is awesome. Oh, look at this little train. Look at him. He's stopping. I don't even know which one he is. But he's stopping and he's going faster. And that looks awesome. Thank you, Scott. Brilliant work as ever. Excellent. I am going to have to do my... Wait a minute. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to erase that bit and that bit. And then you can all keep going again. That's awesome. Let's see what happens with this lovely arrangement. Do, 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 do. You go, then you go, then you go. That is so good. Oh my god, that is so good. These are the politest trains known to man. This is interesting. Are they ever going to get into a rhythm where they all just go the same speed though? They kind of look like maybe they're getting close. No, see, they're still stopping. God, you could almost use this for a traffic simulator to demonstrate why gridlock occurs. Actually, there's a CPG Grey video about that. This one. If you haven't seen this video, this is really cool. At an intersection, I don't think you can hear that, but I've muted it anyway. It's got a really good description of why. If you haven't watched it, I'm gonna throw that one in chat too. It's awesome. They're in sync now. Yeah, they look pretty close. I mean, they're all like, it's interesting because they're all speeding up and slowing down constantly. Like they're all a little bit jerky, but they're still stopping every now and again. It is that kind of thing where if they all settled on 5 kilometers an hour, they'd probably be fine. But because they are programmed, I mean, they're programmed to. Oh, we have a problem here. Oh, this is interesting. This is the look behind. Look at that. Both of these trains are presumably claiming that cross, like this one's claiming this cross track as the backward step, and this one's claiming this one. So the look behind is interesting. It kind of seems unnecessary, but then at the same time, you do want some buffer because this train could be at the very edge of this cell, and not in this cell, but half of it's still hanging over. So you don't want them to collide. Looks like an excellent test. I mean, this is an interesting thing here, right? This looks like a bug, but it's actually by design, and arguably this is what you should do. This is where you as the operator come in and fix it. I don't know. This is this is something I haven't talked about yet, which is gameplay. To make this a game, minimize look back to 0.5. I mean, you could pick a thing. Yeah, pick a deadlock. Well, I'm happy to let the player pick a deadlock victim, but there's no tools available. Like they're already going 0. You can't slow them down. Can I force one to speed up? No. Oh, I can. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, and then he just clobbered the front of that train. But that's all right. I'm okay. I'm okay with a human resolving problems. I thought this was a realistic simulation. You know what? I don't know what this is, and I go 50-50 constantly. I really have not decided. I think there's elements of both. I think creative and survival modes is good. Anyway, so that's awesome. I'm just going to check in that minor change, which is by default. Should we make that color the same? I have a feeling that was probably hard. How does train renderer decide on color again? It's got a dictionary. It's got a dictionary, right? I should see more things to clean up. I could make this public or internal. Yeah. Hardish, but not too bad. Need particle explosions when they collide. I don't want them to. So Tim, you might not have heard one of my very first streams when I was talking about, I think it was actually the very first stream, and I was talking about the credits for this. Credit where credit is due. We're going to link to it. This one. So James Formica is the ideas man behind this game. I do not claim it. But so this is the very first version of Trains. And one of the people who worked on it, oh, the sound. One of the people who worked on it, his name was Alex. And the only contribution I remember, not the only one he did, but the only one I remember, yeah, I forgot they bounce off each other. The only contribution of his I remember, because it was hilarious, was that trains would explode when they hit each other. And I think they disappeared, and I don't think there was any smoke involved or whatever. But my son was playing, and he must have been 4, maybe 5 at the time. And he was playing on my touch screen tablet laptop thingy. And the first time 2 trains collided and one disappeared, he totally just burst into tears. And I immediately removed that feature. I love that the carriages are already bugged. Look at these 2 red ones. They're way too close together. It's awesome. But as you can tell, James is much better at UI design than me, and that's why this game looks good. Sorry, this simulation. Anyway. Yeah, we should... I think I want to do this color thing. Do we export classes as themselves or only as their interfaces? Because I could either take a train renderer or I can just cast it. Oh, I can make this a service. Let's make that a service. Let's make that a... Sorry, I also almost forgot, Chad, you bought a name, and I've forgotten where the names go. There they are. Thank you for buying a name. Your purchase means a lot to me. I will show this to my children, and I will say, look, all of that which you see is yours. Fancy debug, but don't look till you're done. Yeah, I saw your fancy debug. It's a little busy for my liking. I mean, I didn't look at the code, but I like the color thing. Those square boxes. They didn't grab me. Okay, where are we going to put this? We are going to put this in trains because it takes a train pallet. So we are going to have a Hello Visual Studio. What are we going to call this? We're going to call it it's an interface. Where's the interface? Interface. It is train palette. Manager, helper, service, giver, outerer, owner, dictionary. No, it's a painter. That's what it is. I mean, it's not, but that's what I'm going to call it. And we're going to make it public so it can be seen, and we're going to add class that implements it. Well, it's a painter because you say, hey painter, give me a color. This is what I'm basing the name around. The one method that it will have. And you can go away, and you can go away. Cool. So I'm going to painter. Why didn't that work? Oh, namespace. Cool. And what? Yes, that one. Wait, what did I just change? Did I just suppress an issue? No. Okay. Teenager behind the paint counter at Bunnings. I have never seen a teenager behind the paint counter at Bunnings. They're always old dudes. And then we are going to, where do we use our paint? I need to create a new paint every time, I guess. Yeah, that's all right. They're cached. Yes, we did do that. Oh, how does the painter give us back a paint? Where's my renderer? How does this work? Palette map, get a random palette. Get a palette. No, okay. We're going to create a paint. Cool. This, yeah, we'll do that in a minute. No, we're going to do it now. Okay, so we need to, instead of doing this, we want to say bar palettes equals painter, which I didn't create. Oh, that needs to move. Cool. So this becomes bar palette equals painter dot get palette or the drain. Easy. Create that one and implement you. This is one of them, and we return one of them, and then we grab. Oops. Okay. Get rid of palette. I like this. I'm liking this a lot. I might even generalize this to not be a train specific thing. Does not implement train palette. Yes, it does. You just don't know what return type it is. What's wrong with this? Does not exist. Wow, it really doesn't. What the? Oh, right, yes. I forgot. I need my list of palettes, not just... That's the dictionary, that's the map. This one is the list. I got there in the end. I'm going to be really lazy. Copy that. And get rid of this. Okay, this should all compile. Whoa, I zoomed. Green, kinda, get rid of all of that. Done. That compiles. And now we just go painter.get palette for the train dot what are we doing? Front section start. Sure. See what that looks like. That was surprisingly easy. I love automatic DI. I really do. I know it's like magical and it can be hard to consume if you don't know what options there are for what interfaces are available, but when it works and you can keep the whole project in memory, which I can just, except for where all the files are, I really love it. Boy, this build is taking a while though. Come on. That works, and hitbox. That didn't work. Oh, that worked. Oh, okay. Oh, I picked the wrong color. That is a yellow to purple train. All right, so we want to pick the other one. Blue and red. Oh, yeah. Oh. That's real. Look at that red train. It's a bully. It is consuming way too much. Hang on. I just realized one test I didn't do, which I want to do, is, what does this do now? Whoa, that purple is dark. You see, that's the 5 kilometer an hour minimum there at work. Can I like force that to go? No. It's interesting that I could force the other one when they were blocked. Stop. That's so cool. Faster. Now they're all gonna bank up. Go. I love it. All right, awesome. Let's pick the other color though. I think that'll be nicer. Maybe. Or I want the start color except for the yellow train. Or I want the halfway point between both. That's a whole other issue. Purple. Purple. Oh! I didn't mean to do that, but I did it. This should fix that bug. Ah, that's better. That's nice and yellow. That's nice and blue. I want some red. Yes. Alright, love it. Okay, let's fix this bug. Oh, this bug is in Comet. Interesting. I wonder if that's my fault or if there's a bug in Comet. Is it going to happen? Oh, no, it's going to crash. Bugger. Interesting. I should fix that. Anyway, train looker. I like the fact that it's now easy to color things in line with their trains. That gives me lots of ideas, like coloring tracks, points for which train is going to set its direction or something. You get your own commit too. Very lucky. Not everyone gets it. All right. Oh, what do we want to do? Should we port to .NET Core? Is that something people find interesting? Should we write some tests? I'm not serious. Okay, care. We could do something more interesting. Let me consult my let me consult my Trello board in my head. What is next? I think we can do a custom track, but I don't think we can do one in 40 minutes. So, all right, let's try .NET Core. Let's see how hard this is. I have no idea, mainly because I don't know. I think these both can be class libraries, and so that should be straightforward. And there is one XAML page, and yeah, okay. So there's a XAML page. So this one definitely will need the Windows Desktop SDK. I don't even think this one will need the Windows Desktop SDK. I think this one could probably be just that, but with .NET Core. But we'll give it a go. Part of the reason I don't know how easy this or hard this is going to be is this is ultimately not my code. And so, well, if you just look at all the stuff in this project file, I would say we don't need any of this stuff. But maybe we do because it's Comet. Anyway, we'll see. I think getting this to work for me will be not too bad. I think getting it to work such that I can PR it back to Comet is very interesting. And that's if James wants a PR to convert to .NET Core. He might not care. So let's update this. Wait, what is my... yeah, okay. So let's just point it to dev. Oh yes, fix null unbinding. That commit is actually the bug, or a bug, that I found on my stream when I was trying to muck around with iNotify property change thing, and it didn't work. And so there you go. All right, cool. So we've done that. I could check this in, but there's not much point. I also don't know whether it's a good idea to work out of a branch, out of a submodule. But I'm going to do it anyway because I don't care. Cool. Oh, I've just realized actually why it's a terrible idea. See all those samples? See all of these things? I wasn't planning on touching them. But if I want to PR it, I really probably should. And if I don't want to PR it, then this needs to be on my remote. We'll work that out when we get to it. All right, how do we upgrade these to core? Let's go with the simple approach. We will unload these projects because that's what we need to edit them. We'll edit. So the skier one should be the easiest because I'm 90% positive this doesn't need the Windows Desktop SDK. I don't know that it's a bad thing that it doesn't have it. In fact, we probably should give it to it. Microsoft.net.SDK. Yeah, all right, we will. We'll use it. I can't remember when the Windows Desktop thing at the end of the start. So this, we definitely need this to be net for app. We'll go with 3.1 because the WPF stuff is not in net standard. And use WPF is true. So there is use WPF and there is use Windows Forms. So we don't need any of this. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. Deterministic builds. Okay. Leave that on. Let's do all of this. But I guess it's important. Now this is where I'm not entirely sure that these all match the defaults, particularly full versus PDB only, but I'm just going to get rid of it for now anyway, because I don't like seeing these conditions triggers me. So the legacy project system, the way it finds out what to put in these drop downs is it literally parses these lines, and it feels dirty. The new project system does platforms. Oh, no, thank you, autocomplete. Does platforms, and you can say any CPU. And if you want x86 to be an option, you can say x86, and you can say x84 or 74, and hope for the best. It's much more sensible. I have no idea if I need any of these. I think dataset extensions is not inbuilt, but probably isn't used. We definitely don't need these because this is all automatic. We do still need project references, but I'm gonna trim them down in just for the sake of brevity. I like brevity. And we do need package references, and I think that's it. Even though this is a weird way to specify the version, I'll leave it. I think that should work. The assembly info will not though. But that's okay. Oh, we can see if it loads. It loads. It's a good start. It has dependencies. It still has properties. See, I told you a properties folder still works. It's like the icon, it's different. These are going to complain about duplicates, presumably. But it's odd that they haven't yet. That's actually really odd. And that's complaining about scarce sharp views. Is that because it targets .NET Framework? Oh, it does. See, this probably will still work, but it might be another reason not to PR it back to Comet, which is okay, but it's not great. Right, that didn't work. So this is where you get all these errors, and then you double click on them and they go away, which means that something's not happy, but who knows what. Strong name. Newtsoft JSON could not be found. That's okay. So like these duplicate attributes. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So you know how I said it would generate warnings here? Well, it didn't. This is the one that the SDK generates, and this is the one that got the warnings. So let's just put these next to each other vertically. These all look the same. SkidWPF 2019. Yeah, okay. So if we get rid of company, configuration, file version, get rid of all this. Product title. That's it. Is that right? That's it. Okay. That should work. Yes, product. Yes, project here is not compatible. Oh, okay. So I'm still Net 4.7.2 as well. So I need you to be Net Core App 3.1 as well. But why didn't any of this compile? This is a problem. A skier view does not contain a definition for invalidate visual. Is that true though? Oh, skier hasn't referenced at all. See, I would have thought it should have worked. Like it says it may not be fully compatible. But that's interesting. So, okay, does skier sharp not re-restore? Yeah, that could be it. Well, let's edit this one then. Yeah, maybe I just need to do a command line restore. That happens. Visual Studio is not great at handling this type of change, although I did unload the project. So, all right, let's grab these things. All right, get rid of stuff. I love deleting things. Library. They're both libraries. That's the default, isn't it? So that should be fine. It's cool. It's cool. All right, we'll leave all this stuff. And then that's all boring. Ugh, look how horrible all this stuff is. It's so nice to have it cleaned up. Yes, threading, Comet, GitHub, and we don't need that. We don't need that. Okay, let's see if that one loads. All right, now we get to try, oops, the magical .NET Store and see if it's happy. Because with the two legacy projects, the .NET command was not happy at all. And if it's even remotely happy with this, we've done good. Project Comet.skier.wf is not compatible with Net Standard 2. That's interesting. Oh, am I referencing it from? No. That's an odd error. Not compatible with. That feels wrong because okay, that I mean that does make sense. Referencing a net core from a net standard is backwards, but it's odd that that didn't complain when they were full framework apps. I guess that's probably a limitation of the legacy project system that it can't understand that, but that's weird. But that's okay. We can make that .NET core. Yeah, restored fine. And is any of this happy now? Whoa. 102 errors. Oh yes, duplicate references again. Okay, so it wouldn't have built. Let's get rid of... Wait, what? That's my project. Oh no, it's not. Sometimes this... I'm used to Solution Explorer being synced with the highlighting, but because this isn't in Solution Explorer, because this is from the OBJ directory, threw me. All right, so title, configuration, company, product, and all of the versions. I think they're the only ones. Good. All right, let's do a command line build. You can always just restart VS. Always works. Well, sometimes. Delete the .vs folder. Hopefully the skier stuff works. Ouch. Type 1 namespace WF does not exist in the namespace skiersharp.views. Okay. So skiersharp views is this one. I wonder if this is a legitimate complaint. It seems weird though. Why that would... The DLL is there. Because that's the same... Isn't that the same one that I'm using? And... where am I? No, I'm down in drawing. Rendering scale. Here we are. Skier sharp. Oh, what am I saying? No, of course not. Oh, I think this idea is doomed. Skier sharp views is the platform library that contains WPF and WinForms and everything. And so it's going to have the exact same problem as Comet. This views.wpf will be... Oh no, they haven't done it. Okay. I wonder what the... Maybe I'm using an older version. Upgrade 5 months ago. I don't know what version they went into. .NET Core 3. Let's... 23rd of December 2019. Yeah, I mean, that's recent enough. This might just be an older version. Maybe I'll just upgrade. 1.68.3. 25 days. Yeah, I'm on 1.68.1, I think. Well, Comet is. Yeah, 0.1.1. So where was that? April. It's not looking that old. I'm sure this is quicker to look at. You get 20th of December. It was like 4 days before the cutoff. Awesome. Yeah, okay. All right. So 16.8.3. What's the best way to do that? What am I on up here? 1.68.1. All right, so they can go to 3, and then I guess this one we go to 3 and hope that it wasn't specifically at 1.1 for some crazy reason. Go to 3. I wonder if this needs to be upgraded too. Have a look. Can we get that far? Top 10, drill in to its dependencies. Oh no, it doesn't depend on skier. That's a surprise. Okay, cool. Try again. Do some better restoring. You get, hey look, the warnings are gone. The system works. Or not. Oh, I think I'm stuck because Visual Studio is installing Ski Sharp, and then I've asked this to do a restore, and we could be, yeah, that's probably just fighting against each other. You can go. Sorry, VS, you lose. Whoa. Okay. This type has been forwarded to assembly. Just a common. Ow. Okay. So bunch of changes between 1.68.1.1 and 1.68.1.3 or whatever. But this, ultimately, this error is the same. This is worrying. Because the more annoying this is, the less likely it is that this can get pushed back to Comet, which means it's going to diverge. Which, well, maybe that's not a big deal. In theory, I could potentially switch this to Maui MVU, but who knows what that's going to do. 10.68.2.1. Yeah, I mean, you know, the Type 41 actually. So that one doesn't necessarily worry me anymore because the other one came up, and I think the other one is worse. Like, this seems bad. Comet.views.desktop. Oh, do you know what else they did though? I'm pretty sure Skier Sharp split out their views at some point, so maybe this is the version. I always get that wrong. God, I hate this. Maybe this is the version that they split out their packages. Yeah, okay. I'm betting that's what it is. So this is just missing a reference. So yeah, SkiSharp.views used to be a package that had everything in it, and they split out their stuff. So hopefully this will resolve it. Yep, you're on it from 1.68.2 preview. Yeah. See, it's a good thing I follow the right people on Twitter and have vague peripheral knowledge of some bits of stuff. This one I'm guessing needs it as well, although it's probably now getting it via transitive dependencies. We'll do it properly. I could have typed in the full name then. That one. Oh, hang on. This one doesn't use Ski Sharp at all, so I take that back. Hey, we only got one error, and it's because of a using directive. And it's even in my code, which is even better. Oh, this is annoying me now. Nope, shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. Getting distracted. Okay. Are we good? Does this run now? Do I have a .NET Core project? Will the ridicule end? No, it won't. But it should. Go build things. My phone is buzzing. Is it just telling me to go to bed? Yes, it is. Is it telling me anything else? Oh, Thank you, Ahmad, for the lovely tweet. Hey, look at that. It's done a core app. My God, those trains are fast. Wow. Is it just me? They're faster, right? That's so much faster than it was. That's really weird. That's awesome. Wait. Wait. Nah. Yeah, drawing optimization. That's what I'm thinking. I was about to check the timings when it crashed. Um, I'm gonna find that null check now. They're definitely faster. I reckon I was putting off doing performance work on the track renderer. Do you know what's funny? Because so I did a talk at various NDCs around the world on performance and benchmarking and things. And one of the things I say in my talk is instead of tracking down minute optimizations, maybe just going to .NET Core will make things faster. And guess what? Okay, I don't know that this is true, but state here is null. All right, so I'm just gonna. Can I just edit and get into this? If uh, I don't even know, I'll do this and we'll move on. Maybe this will work. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll apply. Fix the bug. Oof. Maybe. And this is now debug mode, so now they're well, it's still slow. Yeah, it's still a bit faster. Okay, diagnostics. I can never see anything with this. You would think I would learn not to draw tracks over where the diagnostics go. Yeah. Oh God, tracks is down a bit. All right, hang on. I gotta run this in non-debug. I had to drop from core to framework because WebSockets on core don't return underlying exceptions on failure. Following the issues here, .NET 5 fixes it. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. All right. First thing to check is it a slow when I go to... No, okay, that's a lot better without the debugger attached. What's our track? Just... Hang on, stop that. Also, I love the global stop button. I love that I can erase these tracks and then start them again. It's awesome. All right, so let's leave those tracks free. This track draw time, I can't remember exactly how many tracks were on the screen, but it was getting up above 16 milliseconds, which is way too slow because that's how slow my timer is. Also, I don't want that to connect. There we go. So if this is below 16 milliseconds, that is fan-frickin-tastic. And what is going on over there? Stop drawing off screen. Cheaty tracks. Trains. Everything got darker. There's this problem again. Come on. Slow down. Okay. Stop. Erase you. You go away. You come up here. There we are. 70-ish FPS. Yeah, look at that. I am. Wow. Yeah, this is definitely fast. Time for Delta T. No, leave it. Who cares? Maybe I should do that one. Math. Yeah, this is nice and fast. I like it. Oh, whoops, that was going the wrong way. Yeah. Cool. That's going the wrong way. All right, well, we've ported it on their core. Do I want to try to either check this in or to, well, I mean, sorry, I'm going to check it in. Do I want to try and PR it? I mean, I haven't done much. It wasn't a world of pain, but I did have to update Skier, so I definitely need to. I definitely need to do it properly if I'm going to do it at all. Oh, I can't even see the diffs here. Yeah, so it is just projects and assembly infos plus that one bug fix, but I need to do all of Comet. So, all right, let's for now. What do we do? Set URL. I think. Let's point this at my fork. It worked. And we should be many, many, many commits ahead of master. Oh no, we're not on a branch. Okay. Yeah, let's just commit that. No. Let's have a look at this one more time. Um, okay. So when a binding property has changed, if our state object is null, so if a state can't update the value, then it's going to reload with false, which is presumably a full reload. Yeah. Otherwise, we're going to tell it that the view property. So if state is null, yeah, so this is wrong. If state is null, we definitely want to do a full reload. Definitely can't. Yeah, a view property change doesn't make sense if state is null. I think. Why state is null? I don't know. Proof.NET Core makes everything faster. Do performance comparison framework versus core. It would be fun. I'm a fan of benchmarks. I I have a repository here where if I ever am curious about performance of something, I just shove it in this. Like this is so yeah, this is the NDC Sydney thing. I've also done it at London and Oslo because apparently it's popular. I just shove any random benchmark I find into this file, so I keep them forever. It's really cool, and most of them are in .NET Framework because that's where I still write most of my work code, but some of them I have in here as well. And I think, yeah, Substring versus Span and possibly some of the others I have in both, so you can compare. What did I do for the talk? I think it was two upper and two lower, and it was like in .NET Framework, two upper invariant was always the fastest, and in .NET Core, two lower invariant was always the fastest, which was weird. But in .NET Core, every single like of the four different types was twice as fast. It was that black and white. Hey, Pure Chrome, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you. Is this your first time viewing? I think it might be. Ski Sharp Pull 1209. Wrong window. I always do that. What is 1209? Is this got benchmarks or is this? Oh, removed all use of reflection. Oh, that's funny. Also, actually, now, we could just put this back to full framework and see then, because if this is in the version we're using multi-targeted. So, yeah. Anyway, let's not dig into that. Definitely removing reflection will absolutely speed things up, but probably not the only thing. I'm sure .NET Core makes things faster as well. All right, so let's add this one. And we will commit that and say the problem with this is I feel bad if I open a PR for that one little change, because even though it's really easy and shouldn't be a problem, I don't know why it happens. So Skier is a vampire now, no reflection. Oh my god. I would bring up the dad's joke channel in my Teams team, but probably not allowed to show my Teams team on stream. Teams team on stream. All right, and so now this is adding to core, but yeah. I think I will do more for sure. I was going to check the remote again before I pushed, but that's okay because I can't push to anything but my branch. Yeah, I think. Oh, I need to fix my submodule. This is now pointing to here. So let's open up VS Code. Excuse the enormous black screen while I resize my window. Submodules. How do submodules work? Wow, that's weird. So the submodule was pointing at my remote, but if I go into the working copy, it wasn't. That's really weird. Anyway, presumably that works. Trust Git. Does anyone trust Git? Sure, I did that. What did I do here? Oh yes, protocol. Makes sense. All right, let's do that. We'll do that. We'll do that. And we'll do that. And then we can do another cleanup. And now we have a problem. Because now I don't know what to do. Any suggestions? Any recommendations? Any requests? Why are there still warnings? Oh, that's still pulling in the... I wonder if that package isn't needed anymore. So Git module only stores what to init. Beyond that, it's stored in the Git folder and attributes. Oh, delta T. I can't do delta T in 20 minutes. I barely spelled delta T. Let me just do something. Let me get rid of that. Because it'll come in transitively if it needs to. And I suspect it doesn't. I wonder if that package is only there for backwards compatibility. That seems to work. And all of my things now don't have yellow boxes, which I like. Okay, cool. We'll just fix that up. You can do it in 5. We believe in you. I don't believe in myself. And... oh, I don't want to type in a commit message. I'm amending. Oh, it's over here. Go away. Push us. Number 1. Number 1? I thought it was number 5. All right, delta T. Fine, let's do delta T. Okay, what is delta T? Delta T is the spot where David tries to remember where the timer is because he always forgets. I think it's in here. Delta T. Okay. There's a game dev channel that I'm in that is not currently watching. Also, this isn't where the timer is. That is not currently watching, thankfully, but they would be shocked. Oh, warnings. Where's my timer? Seriously. There it is. Okay, so delta T. I'm going to try and explain what it is out loud. And you're going to tell me where I'm wrong, and then maybe we'll work it out. But what we need to do is we need to store last time. I think... no, wait. Yeah, so if we store how long it's been since the last... it doesn't go on a render loop, does it? It goes in the grain loop. I'm wrong. Store how long it's been since the last draw, the last tick, and then we pass in. We tell this thing how many ticks it has therefore been. And does it just multiply the distances? That kind of sounds right. But wait, hang on. Don't we want to do it so we're locking? We want to do it so we're locking the FPS at 60 frames a second, or do we want to do it so regardless of FPS, we're moving the right amount? I'm confused, as usual. No. Delta T. Cumulative effect of the departure of the Earth's rotation. I don't think that's what we're going for. Game. Nope. Game. Program. Delta timing. Hardware and network responsiveness. Yes, graphics. That's right. Updating scenery based on elapsed time since the game last updated. The previous frame. Okay, so it is. Oh, so is it updating? Is it the game loop but based off the render loop? Is done by calling a timer every frame per second that holds the time between now and the last call. Thereafter, the resulting number is used to calculate how far a game character would have traveled during that time. Okay. So, okay, at the moment, we are traveling, assuming a delta T of 1, let's say, I don't know. But so we need to time, holds the time between now and the last call. But is that the last paint, or is it the last call of the game loop? 16 milliseconds. Well, no, it's not 16. Like, ideally it's 16 milliseconds, but we want it to be the actual time, right? Like, isn't it, aren't we doing this because it's not always 16 milliseconds? Yes. Time slowing down more characters, too fast. Yes. I need more information than what Wikipedia is providing me. No, I want to. I'm just scrolling down to see a code sample. And I don't see one. What if we go Stack Overflow? Time-based animation with HTML. Okay, come on. This is going to have some code samples. So distance is speed times delta. Great. Speed in pixels per second. Oh, that's the speed of the thing. We had a value for it. You moved it into the train. Did we? Did I? What? Oh, and I was going to go and clean up your bad move thing too. This one? Speed scale modifier? Yeah, I mean, I get that, but what does it measure? What does it measure? Seconds since last frame. Right, but is it in... Who calls set delta? Do you call it... No, wait, when do you... Okay, so in the render, you presumably call set delta. And then in the game loop, you use the delta. Time since last frame divided by 16 times 0.5 or whatever random numbers you pick. All in the game engine. In the game engine? Really? Because isn't the FPS... Where's the instrumentation? I've forgotten where all the instrumentation lives. The articles you're reading do it in one loop. Okay. But so the FPS, we're not expecting the FPS to change then, just to be clear. Forgot, where have you defined all of your stats? Yeah, no, okay, right. That makes sense. Okay, cool. So FPS, okay. So now we just need to work out how to tell all of the various pieces about this. I guess we can just make this settable. Add a new one. Hey, thank you for following. Bozia. Is it Bozia? I shouldn't do accents. It's probably offensive. I apologize. FPS can be anything. Gambling can run at any speed of transfer. Yes, that's correct. I mean, that's the idea. Okay, so I need to chime this. Great. Should I invest in my iTimer interface? Probably should. It's probably nicer. What's it got? Elapsed interval start stop. Yeah, why not? So in my timer, we are now going to have a private long, which is last tick. And we're gonna set it here. I probably want to use a stopwatch, don't I? Yeah, let's use a stopwatch. And we may as well start it. So our last tick is, whoops, our stopwatch dot elapsed ticks. Doesn't really matter whether it's ticks or milliseconds because I'm just going to multiply it by a random number. Well, we'll go milliseconds. It'll make more sense. No, actually, last tick is still right. Okay, so then we want to expose the time since the last tick. So that needs to go here. And, oh, I'm guessing we want to set this rather than have the property calculate it. Because otherwise it's going to get weird. Equals minus last tick. And then we can do this, and then we can do this. Time. All right, so we create a field for that fella, and then long. Doesn't need to be long if it's milliseconds, that's for sure. Time since last tick. Okay. What's wrong with that one? Sure, make it red. And what is the type of this? Oh, it's a long. Okay. All right, and we'll pull that one up to the interface. Okay, so then in game board, all we need to do is everywhere we use a distance, we multiply by some factor that is part of time since last tick. So the question is, do I move speed scale modifier back out of here? It's only used twice. Distance to move is only used twice. Look ahead distance is used heaps, but it's probably just in tests. Yeah, so I can ignore that. Yeah. Okay, so let's just move this back out. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Do I want to keep the speed scale modifier in the train? I actually kind of do, because the speed scale modifier here is what maps this number to a speed. And, well, no, the game board's still in the engine. It's still in the same layer, so it probably doesn't matter. Oh, did I just close those two windows? What the? Where'd they go? Weird. Would you use the same modifier for the other movables like cars? Oh, that's a very good question. I mean, certainly the timer-based one, yes. Would you? Yeah, I mean, you'd have to, wouldn't you? Yeah, I think you would, because if you're going to display a train moving at 80 kilometers an hour and you're going to display a car moving at 80 kilometers an hour, you'd want them to look visibly the same. So I think you would. Um, is the mapping of milliseconds to abstract game time a responsibility of the train? Well, no, except that this magic number 20 seems silly. I mean, yeah, I guess you could just as easily have another magic number in the UI layer, because this is the thing that says, oh, I'm going to call this kilometer an hour and make it sensible. So yeah, okay, so let's move it out. It's probably in the wrong spot anyway. The only thing that's interesting, this is going to be interesting, because where this is used here, so we use speed scale modifier, we multiply the speed and we multiply by 30 for some arbitrary thing that I can't even remember. It used to be 20. And then we add on 0.8, so it's always 0.8 of a cell. If we move this out to game board, we're essentially doing this, but then timesing the whole thing by speed scale modifier. So we're really affecting the look ahead. It'll affect some gameplay, but we'll just have to see what this likes. Also, it's really weird now that distance to move is equal to current speed. That feels so wrong that it's not funny. Because if that's the case, then current speed should be measured in point whatever. Just remove the 0.8. I guess since you've got the minimum look ahead speed now, yeah, that might work. All right. This is so weird. Figure out the distance in the game loop. Yeah, I don't want to add 0.8 randomly in the game loop, though, do I? I don't know, maybe I do. Okay, where's this? Where do we go? Game board. All right, so now what we need to do is we want to say our float. Is it look ahead? No, speed modifier equals 0.0005 times timer dot times this last tick. We'll see what these numbers produce. That is nullable. Oh yeah, this is called from tests. Yeah. And then that needs to come down because we don't want it to be 16, but never mind. No, as in drop distance to move and just reference current speed, because time times... I'll remove distance to move. Yeah, I could do that. But yeah, that makes sense. Time since last tick divided by 16. Time since last tick divided by 16? Oh, because we... Wait. Otherwise everything will go 16 to speed to... Yeah, I know. I was going to divide this by 16. But time since last tick divided by 16 means that if we're... Oh, yeah, of course. If everything's going right, we're at 1. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All right. Divided by 1. Otherwise, 1 divided by 16. And I kind of feel like I want to make one of them a float. Just to make that. F. And then that'll presumably be nice. And this is unnecessary assignment. And so now we find everywhere that has a distance, which is here. Current speed times that. look ahead distance minus distance to move. And we have to times the whole lot, right? Wait a minute. So we've moved it that far. Move out, look ahead. Yeah, that makes sense. It looks really weird. Here's an interesting one for readability over brevity. It would be so much easier to understand this code if I just multiply that by speed modifier and then multiply that by speed modifier. But I realize that's redundant. That's it. Oh, I could totally just put it in here. Oh yeah, because this one needs it too, doesn't it? Yeah, okay, let's do that. Even easier. No, I'll keep going. Okay, the first time I run this, these are going to be like crazy fast trains, aren't they? Aren't they? Sure. And so distance to move is distance to move times speed scale modifier. Let's see if that works, except I need to implement this method. And that is a 16. Maybe the timer should do the divide by 16. Yeah, it probably should. All tests just broke. Oh, why? Well, yeah, all the numbers changed. Well, you know, that's because your tests were bad tests, maybe. No, they were fine. They were very implementation specific, let's say. Well, it builds, and will the trains be stupidly fast? Actually, that looks fine. And what's our hitbox look like now? Whoa! That's, yep, that happened. That's really funny. So if I put a train down here, I love that still works. Like they still waited for each other. I don't want that same color. That's kind of hilarious. Wait, maybe the hitbox is wrong. Oh no, hang on. Does my get next steps? Oh, I think that train. Yeah, okay. That was the other use of distance to move, wasn't it? Where are we? Rendering, layer renderer, and train look ahead renderer to render hitbox is calling get next steps. Look at distance. Yeah, that needs to change. So this needs to. Does it just take in the timer? I guess. I mean, that's kind of cool. I'm glad I put it on the timer. Do I want to put that whole thing on the timer? No, that feels wrong. But I definitely could put the divide by 16 on the timer. This one is called on draw, not game step. That's okay. I want this to represent what the game loop was doing. So I think that's okay. Like, I don't mind that this is a save last speed modifier on the game board. Yeah, I could do that. But why? Don't need to. Wait, do we only have one timer implementation? Does the render... Yeah, the render one doesn't use DI. I mean, yeah, I could save last speed modifier on the game board, but this is the same number because this timer is a singleton. It's going to be the same object. should be the same. Maybe this is a bit weird, but I don't know. Maybe I just rename that iTimer to iGameTimer. Actually, there's a slight elegance to that I kind of like somehow, that a renderer can ask for the game timer and it gets given the game timer, even though that's not the timer that caused it to run. What? Oh, what? Did I really move that line of code? I missed that. Yeah, okay, but maybe I'll do the divide by 16 thing in the timer as well. So it's not time since last tick, it's number of ticks to process. Let's have a look. Click and hitbox. Yeah, that's better. Ooh, look at that jumping. Hello, off by something errors. I'm guessing that's when it's not equal to 1 and it's way the issue of two loops. Really? Or you think it's getting one from the previous draw? It's jumping way too far ahead. I don't think that's two loops. I think that's the math. I think that's the, when this isn't 1, this is just completely the wrong number. Because don't forget, if the current speed here is 20, and that's the distance to move, that is 20 cells at a time, which is huge. So as soon as you're moving more than one tick, you're moving way more. I could probably, oh, go away. But then wouldn't the train jerk? No. Would the train jerk? Oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. You raise a good point. But if it was two loops, I could see it like if it was using an old version of, like an old value of the interval, that it would be jerky, but it wouldn't be that far ahead. Like it'd be the next value, but that's not the next one. That's the one 3 cells in front. Let's just do this and see what we get. Although debugging this is going to stuff it up royally. So, our time since last tick is 8. 8. Why is it consistently? Whoa! What the? Oh yeah, that makes sense. That's because I'm paused here. It's kind of funny. Stopwatch. Time waits for nobody to vote. Yes. Damn it. No, what I wanted to do. Okay, well I'll do this. If game loop timer dot time since last tick is greater than 1. Greater than 16. Can it be set? Condition break event execute. Condition was, the error was iTimer. Oh, I spelled since wrong. Thank you. Okay, so see, it's going to hit now. Whoa, collection was modified. Now, so that's the problem with two loops potentially. Oh, that's back in Comet too. What collection? Where are we? Oh, I'm nowhere. Oh, really? That's the error. Okay, so my machine under a debugger is slow enough to hit that. That's cool. That's kind of cool. All right, let's do this. What are we going to do? How do I add debugging things to the bag again? Is it done in here by some magic? Game update time. All right, so I got to do this. I got to do what's it called? It's called speed modifier and speed modifier, and then we just set its value. Oh, we have a start. Oh, right, it's a elapsed milliseconds. No, I don't want an elapsed milliseconds time stat. I want a averaged. I don't really want averaged either. I just want to report the number. Is there one that just reports a number? That'll do. Count. It's a count stat. Yeah, it's a count stat. And we are going to go down here. And we are going to go speed modifier dot set speed modifier. Oh, it really. Brr. Debug.writeLine, it'll disappear. I wouldn't say, yeah, it'll disappear, but no, you're right, it won't. Distance to move times 10,000, yeah. Actually, no, this one will disappear as well. Let's do this. What's wrong with that? Count stat must be non-abstract parameterless. What? What have I done wrong here? What is count stat? It's got a thing. Non-abstract type with a public parameterless constructor. It has those things. Anyway. Speed modifier 2? No. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Yeah, I'm just going to debug that right. I've forgotten what I was trying to do something smart. Right. Diagnostics. Debug. Right line. Let's see if we can see anything in this rapidly spinning output. I just want to see how big distance to move gets when speed modifier goes a little bit bigger. Which I could do by getting out a calculator, but I'm not gonna. Output window. And draw a track. Yeah, see, like, look at that variation. It's jumping. Yeah, pause. See that? 0.0000 and then up to 5 immediately. It's just the math is off. It's way huge. As soon as this slows down, that's surprising though. So what we had was, let's say 0.01124. That seems wrong as well, because I'd be like, why are we getting 8 milliseconds? Like, that's half, half a tick. And then that one was 0.44. What? Yeah. So for a tiny distance in time since last tick, we end up with a huge difference in speed modifier. Is that right? I have no idea what I just did with the calculator. That could be completely wrong. It's getting late. I don't know what to do about this because it kind of does work. Like the trains look okay. Maybe the problem is how much of the code was predicated on the fact that this... Oh no, I did delete the 0.8, didn't I? Oh, I'm just going to put that back and see what happens. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, I'm already running it. Oh, it's crashed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, what am I saying? I'm paused. Idiot. Not paying any attention to what I'm doing. That's how you know you need to end the stream and go to bed. Yeah, so this works, but this is the one. This is where we definitely need tests, because trying to track down. Can I turn this on? Yeah. Trying to track down this kind of bug, where it flashes very briefly, very high, but this code is running inside a game timer that happens all the time, is just basically impossible. Like to track this stuff down under a debugger, so you really need tests for this. But I've also presumably broken all of the tests, haven't I? So I don't think I want to check in another broken thingy, considering we ported to .NET Core. Oh, I wonder if my GitHub Actions work. Oh, I should have... Wow, test pass. I guess that's... No, that I see. No, I would expect that, because we're setting the lookup override to 0, and the test timer always returns 16 seconds. Milliseconds. It's a perfect timer, so yeah, that makes sense. Love the look of confusion. Good. Well, you've come to the right place, my friend. Are you just complaining that I am catching everything? You are. All right. No, so that makes sense, the test pass. Oh, maybe I'll check it in. It's not objectively worse. I don't think it looks any better, but maybe that's my machine. Maybe it looks much better on a machine where things are a bit slower. All right, why not? Rudimentary delta t. There you go. If anyone who knows more about this sort of stuff wants to have a go at a PR, feel free. I'm going to push this up and we're going to watch GitHub Actions fail. Because the other thing we can now do, though, I've just realized. So the GitHub Actions script can get a lot simpler, because we can go back to using .NET Build instead of MS Build, which is cool, although I don't expect this to fail. But we can... Oh, see, I've got to get versions of... What I can do is I can do a .NET Build as a single file, which would be interesting. Let's just see if that works. What is it? It's called publish single file, I think. Yeah. And can I publish trimmed? Let's do that for fun, shall we? And .NET Build configuration. I've no idea if that's how you specify it. Nope. How do you specify configuration? Oh, dash dash. Okay. Let's see what this does. I really don't know what to expect. I really... Ooh. Oh, yes, I need a runtime identifier. Okay. That's all right. Runtime identifier. I think I can just get away with win. Don't think I need to be more specific than that, but apparently I do. No host value for win. So what is it? Win 64. I haven't specified a read in a long time. And I only did it once, and I didn't really understand what I was doing when I did that. But it was something about getting one project to build on Mac and Windows, I think I was trying to do. I don't know. How's our GitHub Actions going? We're building locally, we're building in the cloud. I mean, I don't expect this to fail. The fact that it's building with MS Build just is slightly unnecessary. And actually, I can put Blazor back into this now too. I had to separate Blazor off to a separate branch because it didn't build with MS Build nicely, or with legacy projects in the mix. So that should be theoretically possible. Okay, that built. Oh, I'm unboxing a possibly null value. So I need to move the output to somewhere sensible. Let's have a look. What do we got? 164. Well, that is the strangest single file I've ever seen. How big is the exe? Yeah, that just didn't do. What? Why didn't it do a single file? I mean, it brought in the framework, but what? Like, that's not big enough that that's single file and it's just left all these files behind. That is weird. Publish? Yeah, maybe I have to publish. Clean first. No, I don't. See, clean would make sense if this was bigger. Like, if I had all this rubbish here and this file was huge, then sure. Maybe it's published, but I don't know. I don't have a publish profile. Is this going to work? Do I need to specify release? I don't even know. The exe is still small. Yeah, exactly. It's only for publish. Oh, there you go. It's only for publish. And the publish target is not supplied without specifying a target framework. But that's in the file. What? Targets multiple frameworks. Oh, of course. The Comet stuff is multi-targeted. That makes sense. So can I specify on the command line? Yes. Framework. Netcore app 3.1, I think I did. I can't remember. Yeah, I shouldn't need the RID because that's in the project file. But thank you, Scott. Oh, unless I need the RID for Comet. Let's find out. Is it 3.0? What did I choose? I can't even remember what my own project is. Yeah, 3.1. That's a lot of problems here. It doesn't have a target. Actually, restore has run. Well, it has, but not in release mode. But Comet. All right, let's try specifying the RID. Whoa, that one. Linux 64. I have no idea what I'm doing. Just want to make that clear. You might think I know something about MS Build or project files. Well, I don't. I mean, I do, but not this. No, still not happy. I mean, I did do a restore because it built. But okay. I guess I can specify this stuff on the restore, maybe. Stop. Let's try that. I don't even know if restore even takes these arguments. No, I didn't think so. Yeah, well, that one does make sense. But the other two might. Nope. Doesn't want a framework. Okay. Maybe RID matters. Yeah, I mean, the assets file contains all of the data for multi-targeting projects. Oh, 4 of 11. Okay, only 4 were up to date, so fair enough. Publishing just the CS proj for the exe. No, I'm publishing the solution file. Maybe I should publish just the project. Yeah, I'll try that. Good point. Good point. Well made. And then do I need to restore these again? See, it says it's doing a restore. 9 of 10 were up to date. Well, it's only doing 10 now instead of 14. That's good. That makes sense. I don't want the tests. Alright, we're doing stuff. It's working. It's got warnings, but that's okay. Adjust property. I do not remember writing that method. I wonder what it does. Also set an output directory. Yeah, I need to set. I need to do a lot of things. I need to set an output directory. I need to set. I need to rename this project so it's not trains.net.wpf because that's just silly. And yeah, the fact that it doesn't build to a bin directory here annoys me every time. But you know, that's on the long list of stuff. Let's wait for this to be transbobulated. Ooh, optimizing assemblies. All right, what do we get? What do we get? We got 166k. Okay, I'm going to clean now. Maybe when you publish single file, it outputs to a different... Oh, publish. Thank you. Wait, did I just delete it? Yeah, I did. Ha. Come on, is this not the content you expect? It is. You know it is. It's fine. Let's go back to my graphs. How are our CPUs doing? I think we're building on this one. It's the content we love. Oh, thanks guys. Yeah, that one's definitely being used. Maybe. I guess VS is running on one of these as well. Go, build faster. Go, 213,000 handles. Handle stuff. Source WF bin release netcore Win64 publish. Whoa, 100 meg. 100 meg, but it's 1 exe. Longest stream so far. Yeah, oh god, it is too. Oh dear. Does it run? Oh, it doesn't have an icon. I need to fix that. Boy, that startup performance penalty. Wow. It's slow enough that I was questioning whether I did a single click instead of a double click. I'm still questioning whether I... Wow. Come on. Do stuff. Did I double... Okay, I don't know. I'm going to check Task Manager. How do you know your app is fast? When you don't have to check Task Manager to see if you ran it. Trains now. We're not up here. I did not double click it, or more than likely it crashed. I reckon it crashed. Oh, do you know what? Do you know what I've just realized? Do you know what I've just realized? This is probably not the whole problem, but it's definitely part of the problem. Let me show you why it's crashing on startup. Do you see this? And this and this. This is what we call reflection. Do you know what publish trim doesn't like? It doesn't like reflection. There's a reasonable chance that this is just not finding. Like, so the... Well, no, but I am listing every assembly, and publish trimmed currently only does assemblies. It doesn't do methods or anything that bold, but yeah, I mean, if there's any, well, I guess there's no reflection scare anymore, but Comet or whatever, yeah, it's probably just this. So I could leave, I could leave single file on though, because 100 meg is pretty big. So I wonder how much bigger it'll get. I was kind of hoping for way smaller. I feel like 100 is quite big, although that startup time. And like, I don't need these files. These are for one of the dependencies of Comet is localized, like not even Comet itself, certainly not the app. So I don't need these files. I don't know how big they are, but 15 meg, but still, I don't need that. I could probably stop them copying to the output directory somehow with some MS build magic. Whoa, 163. Okay, that's pretty big. Let's check the startup time. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Oh, don't tell me it still doesn't. Okay, so now it runs. All right, cool. Well, at least that proves it was the trimming. So that's nice to know. Yeah, okay, maybe single file. Yeah, maybe we don't do that. That's a lot of downloads. Because I think the zip file at the moment... oh, this didn't work. I think the zip file is... yeah, 8 meg. That's much nicer. All right. Oh, God, it's 10 past 11. Am I really doing this? What is the problem? Zip the exe. Oh. It's not going to get much, is it? Surely they zip it when they trim. I mean, when they pack it for single file. I mean, if nothing else, it's a convenient way to get multiple files in there. That's better, but still a pretty big download. What's wrong with this? Yeah, this was hardcode to now 472. Okay. Did I change my PR build? I don't think I did. Oh, I did. All right, let me do. What am I going to do? Let me do this. Let's get rid of those. We have no changes. Excellent. If it makes you feel better, I'm making trains 2 into an electron. Oh, I'm sure making trains 2 into electron would just be. Yes. Yeah, I don't really care about the size because I still do want this to be a web thing at some point. So I just want to do this. Document build. And I guess we'll build in release, which is probably an oversight. For a PR? I don't know. Both? Now let's leave it. And okay, so that should work. And then here we do the same thing. So we don't need setup MS build. We want to go .NET build release and run tests, and hopefully all the rest of this is the same. It should be, except this. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but I don't know what it is, and I don't really care. All right, let's see how that works. Publish? No, I'm not publishing. I'm not going to do the publish single file thing. I'm just going to build. I got rid of the single file and the trimmed. It's too big. But I do want to do a PR for this one. So I can test my PR script. I don't know why I'm doing this in the half in the UI and half in the CLI, but why not? Will this work, or will this complain about my auth credentials? It worked. I have this horrible thing with GitHub where every time I try and push up a change to a GitHub Actions file, I have to redo my auth so that the scopes are right. Aren't you running checks now? Hello? Yes, good. Do that. Well, as we wait for GitHub to provision me a machine, oh, here we go. Thank you for joining me on this very long stream. It is very late at night. My wife has long since gone to bed, and she was watching a Marvel film. It wasn't short. The neighbours are still playing their music, which you presumably can't hear, but I don't know. Setup.NET Core. I probably don't even need to do setup.NET Core because they all come with .NET Core anyway. Exclude from single file. Oh, what is... Wait. So that doesn't package the file. Okay, cool. I want to have the equivalent of never trim, so I can list my trains and things. Although it's probably a Comet or a Scare thing. It's, yeah. The chances of it being... When I'm bringing in such big, relatively big dependencies that I completely don't understand. There's a decent chance it's one of them. Build. Collect your telemetry. Ow. I've been sitting for too long. I really should uninstall ZenHub because I never use it. Well, it's working. This is where I wish I had background music on the stream for this moment, because I could go do 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 do, and you could go do 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 at home, and it would all be wonderful. A warning. That's okay. I need to fix that warning. It worked. Cool. It's certainly a lot easier than building with MS Build. Hopefully the zipping works. I have to show you my setup. Music via virtual sound card, so recording doesn't have it, but stream does. That sounds... Wait. What? But how are you doing... Are you doing the recording through OBS? Because I'm doing the streaming and recording through OBS, which means that OBS would need to have it and not have it. That sounds very, very tricky. Okay. All right. Now we wait for some more actions. Or, hear me out, we don't wait for more actions and I just piss off and go to bed. OBS can get stream or record only for audio sources. Right, well then I can just set stream only for my speakers. I don't think I need a virtual sound card. Maybe I do, but I don't think I do. Obviously, you're assuming that I've got my output sounds coming out OBS like I'm not. If Windows dings now, you're not going to hear it. So, yeah, I can just play music and not record it. That's fine. But then also you get me bopping and singing and whatever, and then you watch it back on YouTube and it's all weird. It's like, what's he moving around for? And I do get more viewers on YouTube than I do on Twitch. Leah, hello. Thank you for following. Welcome to the stream. It's nice to see you. Welcome. Surdan. I think I said that wrong. Is that Serbian or Croatian or one of those? Looks like it. Or it could be just Surdan. I don't know. My God, what's going on? There's all these followers happening. Did I get raided and no one told me? Serbian. Excellent. I picked well. Hydroholic. I like that. So you drink a lot of water. That's good. I should do that. I don't do that. I do occasionally look at the Hydro Homies subreddit. Does that help? Hopefully that counts. Welcome. I used to know how to say my nose is itchy in Serbian. It was the only thing I knew how to say. And I'm not going to say... I was going to say it, but I'm not going to. It's too embarrassing. Yeah, we're just waiting for this to build. You've come in at a really good time. I've just converted a project from .NET Framework to .NET Core. It's not my project, it's someone else's. And then I updated my build scripts. It's kind of... Sorry. Here, we can watch trains. Oh! No, we can't. Wait a minute. Now we can watch trains while we wait. Goodness, thank you for all those 3 new followers in the last minute. 1 hour ago. Gosh. What is going on? Did someone tweet? I don't know. My phone's see. This is how you know. This is how you know I need to go to bed. My phone is in do not disturb already. My phone thinks I'm in bed. Yeah, let's draw some trains. Phew, look how fast they are. There's too many tracks here. So I kind of think that we need to get on with custom tracks. I feel like this has proven the point enough. And we should do something exciting. I really do. I don't know how many streams it's going to take to do custom tracks, but I would love to see the Mario speed up track. How to do this Mario speed up track to slow down again is an interesting question. How to test Scott's train interaction code is easier. I don't need any of that because none of these tracks are used. Down there and across there and up there and over there and back to the start. Go! Find your ways, little trains. Find them. Benchmarking the core version. I did not benchmark anything. It's just faster. It feels faster. It looks faster. Actually, I do. I guess I have benchmarks because I have these. Oh, wow. Oh, that's a bug. It's not being drawn, so it's not shown. These times here, like you can't actually see that, but that's like 8 and 9. And that was up at like over 20 milliseconds before. So, yeah. Been a bit since I worked with programming. Oh, good. Thank you for stopping by. Just massively bump the current speed. Desired speed will work it out eventually. What do you mean? You mean like just click faster? It's funny because you can't even see the green one ever stopping, and it just looks like magic that it's avoiding all these trains. But it kind of does. Oh, for boost track. Yeah, but see, I don't want to bump the current speed because that will immediately speed up. I want it to speed up normally for like an extra 2 minutes and then slow back down again. I should check my GitHub Actions. Hey, we did it. So we should have a new release. And we do. Awesome. Yep, there's one from my first push. Oh, and there's one from 2 hours ago and 3 hours ago. What? Really? Did I do 3 pushes today? Okay. Excuse me. Cool. Look at that. 0.1.26. We're getting up there. There you go. Go and download that game. And oh yes, pages. That ain't right. 809 kilobytes. I don't think so. What was the last one here? 8 meg. Oh dear. What have we got wrong? Okay. Wow. That's some good zipping. Did you do the state not null as a separate push? The state not null I did do as a separate push, but that was a push to a different repository just to confuse things. That was in the Comet submodule. So, yeah. So this hasn't published .NET Core with it, which is why I guess it's. This is an older one. Oh, like this is like, so this has got OpenTK and it's got native Skier Sharp for 7 meg. Yeah, this has no native Skier DLL. So what's the bet this doesn't work? Let's find out. Yeah, it's framework dependent, which I'm okay with, though I haven't really thought about it, so maybe I shouldn't be. But those native DLLs missing don't sound good. That's probably a build/publish thing. Yeah. All right. Well, there's what I'm doing next stream. Yeah, I guess MS Build and .NET Build behavior is just slightly different as far as copying those things to the output. Or no, it'll be my fault. They might have been referenced by the projects I converted to .NET Core, and there could be a behavior difference there in legacy and Core between how it copies things. So cool. Something to do next week. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. It has been wonderful. I truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you for watching on YouTube if you are. I think I'm off, and I hope you all have a great evening. And yeah, no, train on or something. I don't know, I need a catchphrase. Thanks. See ya.